I'm gonna show you how bad these flies are.
Flies. That nuisance pest which can spoil an endless list of relaxation and fun. Worse yet is when flies start interrupting you at work. From agriculture, ranches, restaurants, and markets, let's face it, in some environments, you just can't avoid them. Nature has her traps, as do people. But finding the right one seems to be an ongoing process, from DIY to store-bought. Watermen in the seafood industry are no strangers to the winged menace. With over 20 years experience as a professional Maryland crabber, Captain CJ wants to share his method and a secret tip to successfully dealing with these pesky insects. This is a life hack, crabber style.
In the crabbing world, if you ever been around my place, especially crab houses, whatever else, you always notice there is a ton of flies. I got shrimp head juice here. I got crabs. I got rotten dead crabs. I got all kind of stink. The flies are bad. They get nasty, and then the heat and everything else, like 95 degrees today. It's been miserable. We used to use a blue fly poison. We'd put it out, the flies would eat it, it would kill them good and all, but then you'd have dead flies laying everywhere, and it was a mess. I mean, they're poison, it's nasty, you can deal with that with kids and animals, and I mean, it's terrible stuff. I didn't like dealing with it. Some people got to deal with it. It is what it is. But I came up with a new solution, and I got a hack that I want to show you guys. You could use these at a restaurant because they're hidden. You can use them around the crab houses, around your house. If you got horses, if you got animals, everybody's got flies to deal with. And this definitely is a real good way to get rid of them. And also, I'll show you, use them in a way that they get used instead of just making a mess and being nasty. They actually become valuable resource. So here's one of those ranch fly traps. You can get them off of eBay, Amazon, maybe the hardware stores even sell them, I don't know. They're not real expensive, couple $3, really not much to it. It's a funnel system, which, hey, for crabbing, we know all about that. You got an entrance funnel, it's wider at the bottom, it funnels down, flies go in, they can't get back out. Once they're trapped inside this cylinder, they're stuck, and then over a period of time, they die. Most flies don't live very long. They got a short life expectancy. Now I'll show you what I do with them after I catch them too. That helps get rid of them in an ethical way, we'll say. But this is basically the trap. It comes with a little tray like this. Typically what you're gonna do, slide it in under there, put your bait in there, and then most of the time what they're gonna tell you is to hang it up, the flies go in and they come up. Well, what I've noticed is the flies would go in and they would go right back out. So I came up with a system, put this together, super easy, kind of conceals what you're doing. If you got a restaurant outside, seat walk-in boxes or anywhere outside, you want to kind of keep it, hidden. You don't want it sticking out or whatever. So basically what I do, I take the tray out. I don't think you really need it. You can leave it in there if you want. So take that out. And the way they come is without the tray in them. So if you get them, you order them, you ain't even got to put it in. But for sake of showing you how to use them, and so I like to take the tray out, and then what I do is I put my dead crabs, one maybe two, in the bottom of a bucket. Take that trap, set it in there, open the handle, and that's going to lay right there, just like that. Set it up, the flies go down into the bucket, crawl down, and when they want to come up, they're forced to fly up, and they fly up into that funnel system. I've had the best success. I'm going to test it. I'm going to have two different ones set up here, and we'll film them both to see the catch rate, which one does better, whether it's in the bucket or not. I'll show you how successful it is, just compared to hanging. Those dead crabs are going to attract a ton of flies, but you're going to see the best catch rate is in the trap that is in the bucket. I'm going to show you how bad these flies are, how many there are around here, and how short of a time it takes for the flies to get on everything. So obviously we got plenty of flies around here. I'm gonna get these traps baited and set them out, and then run the time out on the GoPros, and we'll see what we end up with and which one catches better. Whether we just bait them and set them in the cup underneath and hang them, or whether we put them in the bucket and do the life hack. We'll see how it does. So I'm gonna bait the bucket, and then I'm gonna bait the trap here in the little cup that comes with it. Nice rotten dead crab. I'm gonna take his trap and set it in the bucket here. Just drop it inside, no bait cup. Grab a hold of the handle. Just set it in there, keeping everything straight, and we're gonna let it record and see which one catches better, catches more over the course of running a GoPro, whatever it is, about an hour or something like that. So there's already a bunch of flies starting to fly around, and see what we see. Well, I guess you can see how definitive it is. The trap in the bucket got, looks like at least a few hundred flies in it. This one has maybe like two flies in it. I mean, it's nuts, night and day the difference in the two traps. You know, what's in them and what's not. I was going to show you guys how I get rid of them, give that bucket a little kick there, get the last of them flies in there. I got a big freezer. I keep all my shrimp heads and all in. So I'll take and hang them in the freezer here, leave them in there for a couple hours, and then they freeze. They all freeze. You don't have to worry about dealing with them, getting rid of them, whatever. They're frozen, and then you can turn the trap inside out and dump them out, and then feed them to chickens. I guess you had other kind of birds or something. I'm not sure what else would eat them, but I know people use them to feed chickens, and then you get rid of them and they serve a purpose too, instead of having them dead all over the ground. That's how I figured out how to make the ranch traps work real good and catch a ton of flies and get rid of them so you ain't dealing with them. So here's the crabs. Yeah, here's the flies after the freezer. Knocks them all down, kills them humanely quick. This trap here's been 5 or 6 days in the bucket. You can see it's, loaded. Ranch fly trap has a little hook right here. You just put it, or a little loop. You put that loop on the hook, and that's what holds it up, makes that funnel for the flies to go up in. If you take it off the hook, you can turn it upside down and shake them out. Give them a little shake. They'll come out. That's how you get them out. It's a good way to get rid of them. Get them all out, and then you start basically a brand new trap. You can keep them new that way and reuse them. They're a couple dollars, $3. You can throw the whole thing away if you want for a couple bucks. Fill them up, throw them away. It's a good design, cheap design, easy, keeps them contained, gets rid of them, and that's the ranch fly trap super hack, crabber style. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you like this, if you've seen the ranch trap and you haven't checked out our other videos about crabbing in Chesapeake Bay, check out our other stuff and see what else we got, what we're up to.